For today's movie review, I'll be reviewing the 1999 crime comedy Go, directed by Doug Liman, who you might know for directing movies such as Swingers, The Bourne Identity, Jumper, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and the recent Edge of Tomorrow. And fun fact, this was also the first film role of comedian Melissa McCarthy, for those that like Melissa McCarthy. And over time, apparently this film has gained a cult following. So, is Go any good? As for the plot of Go, it's actually three different stories going on. One focused on getting cash by dealing drugs, the other one about sex in Las Vegas, and the other one is just the general rush of life, told from three different points of view. In terms of what I liked about the movie is fast-paced, the dialogue's funny, and there's never really a dull moment in the film. In terms of what I disliked about the movie, I don't really understand the movie title, because even though the movie's called Go, it really doesn't make any sense. Granted, there is one scene where one of the main characters yells Go during a car chase, but beyond that, you really could call this film something else. Also, this is one of those films where it has like three different stories that are connected to one another. I could have really done without the second one, because it really doesn't tie into the first or the last segments, really. Like, the first and the last segments are really the only ones that connect to one another. The second one is just doing its own thing, frankly. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of resolve in the near the last segment, but again, I could have done something else. And speaking of the last segment, I feel like the last segment should have been 2 segments. That way there would have been like a 4-part story. Because the last segment, for a good chunk of it, is focused on his 2 gay guys. But then once their part of the story's over, then it just focuses on Katie Holmes' character, and that's it. Also, I'm not really the biggest fan of the whole having multiple stories that are interconnected with one another. Granted, this one does it better than most, but I'm still not the biggest fan of that style of filmmaking. For my final verdict of Go, I think for a movie of this caliber, I think it's just alright. I wasn't too impressed by it, but I wasn't disappointed by it neither. I think it is just an alright film. And before I give my final rating, what did everyone else have to say about Go? Looks like a lot of people really like this film, which really surprises me. Oh well. And so, for my final rating of Go, I give it a 3 out of 5. What is your favorite movie that tells multiple stories that are interconnected with one another? And see you later.